And welcome back to the Finish Line, proudly sponsored by Hollywood Bets, the home of the Punters Challenge. So we are a day out from the Aintree Grand National Meeting, so we are having a dedicated show to the 3 days of the Aintree Grand National Festival. As always, the two lads are here, Dave and Tom. Tom, how are you?
I'm good.
He's not chewing anymore. I was hoping it's going to catch him chewing.
Bit of a rush, just finished dinner, running in to get sat down. But yeah, good.
Did you get the half yet?
Yeah, you took towards it in my mouth.
No, we haven't got the half.
I have another idea.
Yeah, you built in my house though.
I have another idea. Remember that video I tagged you in yesterday?
No.
The llama.
Oh, yeah.
No chance. Absolutely no chance.
What about an alpaca? What about an alpaca?
Alpacas have been mentioned around here before, and the answer is just always no. So
Why?
not having an alpaca walking around my garden. It's just
How
like,
cool would that be?
You'd be a friend for the Zoff.
no. And Dave alluded to it there, and why I'm a bit red, and it's not any of the lighting, which is fantastic. I was sorry, I'm just in the thing that says Tom is already drunk. I haven't even opened the can. You're going to hear it open in a second now. But I spent 2 days putting up a greenhouse. Siobhan got a proper greenhouse to put up. And it said on the pack, 2 to 3 hours for 2 people. And it took us, in the end, about 14 hours over 2 days. And I got sunburnt and everything. Oh, it was horrible.
Imagine what the half is going to look like in there. I'd be so happy. A little conservatory for the goat.
Be nice and climate. What's the word?
Yeah, you can't really lock him in there though, Tom, because he'd end up frying it, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah, he destroyed the place now.
But can we look into it?
No.
I'll buy the feed from every week.
What's more likely, a goat or an alpaca?
Neither, absolutely. A donkey. A donkey is the one.
They're so boring.
They're not boring.
They are boring.
I might look at a donkey.
You might get up some morning. If you get a go some morning, you get up and you look out, and there's the half standing on the Zoff's back.
The alpaca and the goat, they won't wake you up in the morning screaming and roaring like a donkey. We're like, yeah, that kind of shit in the morning.
So true.
Imagine that. As soon as sunrise comes up, you hear that, and that even the Zoff won't like that. He wouldn't be a fan of that. He just wants to chill out now while he's on his break.
Do you know what else I love? The name the Zoff is after sticking.
The Zoff, yeah. I remember the first time I referred to him as the Zoff, and you were like, "Oh my god!"
It just grew on me.
Will you make sure the alpaca is white or grey/white?
No.
Well, if he gets an alpaca, he'll have to get a goal for the alpaca when the Zoff is on somewhere else. So he needs to get 2 of them to keep each other company.
Yeah.
No. Sam, is that Sam from Sam Hart's? Yeah. Tom, thanks, Sam. Did feel left out, mate. Don't worry.
So you're in the wrong game, Tom, really, with the horses. There's a fella beside us here sells finches or something. There's some sort of tiny little birds anyway. And he's making thousands. I'm genuinely serious.
Yeah, he is. He's in dead.
He travels all over the world selling these finches because they're like a rare breed of finch or something to people in Germany and Belgium and everything. Made about 5 or 6 grand a pop.
Wow.
For a finch.
He couldn't care less.
Yeah, and lads, we got more horse news today.
Go on.
Shona back in training for a week now.
Yes,
looking
Shona.
very, very well, apparently.
If she gets entered in Gorn, I'm stepping away from it because that is the worst. It's
the worst flat track ever.
Please don't do that to me, Tom. I'm begging you now for the summer. Wherever she's entered, I accept. But if she goes to Gorn, I'm not accepting that. It's terrible.
1 mile 6 or 2 mile around Navan on the flat and a 0 to 65. To be honest, that's where I want to see her show up first time.
In Gorn?
Anywhere. I don't care where.
I'll take Bellew still before I take Gorn on the flat. Gorn's great jump track. It's a shite flat track.
I don't know how your man even commentates because you don't know who's winning, losing,
It's the
drawing.
worst camera angle in the world.
Like, surely they can sort that out. Like,
How have you not even abused me about what's potentially happening on Sunday yet? I'm surprised that wasn't the first thing mentioned.
What's happening Sunday?
You've forgotten after all of this time,
Is
all
it
the
your-
abuse and all of the time, and you've forgotten what's happening on Sunday. Potentially.
that won't happen.
It probably won't happen.
Yeah,
Lamb Loon?
Lamb Loon.
Yeah.
Harpoon himself.
Lamloom is Lamloom is entered on Sunday at Leopardstown, so we'll have to.
He needs an absolute monsoon over the next few days.
What is a harpoon? That's a fucking bow and arrow.
That's a bow and arrow. You're
not
turned
a harpoon
into
at all.
Carvani there.
What's a harpoon?
The harpoon is like the gun.
Yeah.
Carla's just said in the comment, "Welcome to Tom's Pet Corner, sponsored by Hollywood Pets."
Oh, that's so true. Right. It is Aintree National Weekend. And for this video, we have a special from Hollywood Bets. So from now until the end of this podcast, you can now get clock cap at 5-1 to win the Aintree Grand National and max €20. So all the links are in the description on YouTube and Facebook right now. So you can go over, click on them, go into your Hollywood Bets account from our link there, and you'll get €20 on a 5-1 for clock cap.
Will you do that for me and I'll give you the money back if he wins?
Yeah, do it for me, Andrew. There, I'll give you the money if he wins. If he loses, you might be a bit stuck there.
So, Jack, if you're listening, put 3 €20 free bets on 5-1 on
Free
clock
bets,
cap.
yeah.
Good lad. If he loses, I'll give you €20. Yeah, so that's from now until the end of the podcast. So €20 max on that. And we're going to start. If I get this up there. Tomorrow, we start at the first race. It's a 145. And it's the Manifesto Novice Chase over 2 miles 4. And the betting is, move this out of the way. It's Fusel Raffles is 5-2, Hitman 5-2, the Shunter is 15-4, Eldorado Allen is 5, Protectriat is 17-2, Umbragado is 11s, and Phoenix Way is 20-1. Not a bad way to start. Good little race. But is the one that's standing out, or is the one I've some mad feeling I know you're going to put up?
Oh.
And it begins with and ends with Gado.
No. If Umbragado wins this, it's a bad race. You imagine. He's
Right.
surely not a grade 1 horse.
All right, are we looking at the Shunter then taking the next step up after?
No, don't think he'll win here.
Oh,
No.
It's Hitman then.
It's Hitman. I
It
don't
is
think the
Hitman.
Shunter jumps well enough. So he'd need to jump a whole lot better against grade 1 horses going probably a stride faster. But I think Paul Nicholls is after saving a few horses for this meeting. So if he doesn't have a good meeting, I'd say it'll be not a good week for Paul Nicholls.
It didn't start off the greatest week.
Didn't start off great either.
Stormy
Yeah,
Ireland.
there's some funny jokes on Twitter as well, but we shall not talk about them.
Oh,
I know what you're on about now.
that was funny. I liked that one.
Hitman for me, he's one of those Paul Nicholls 3-year-olds that he gets, and he takes a little bit of time with him. He looks like he could be a grade 1 animal, so he'd be the most likely winner for me. But it's a very competitive race.
Do you know what Hitman also has going for him? He wasn't called the next Demon. He hasn't been really hyped up at all.
I don't know, if Paul Nicholls don't have a good week this week, he may just, I don't know.
Hand in his license. Give up. Retire. Forget about it, Paul. Go gardening for your.
Start training goats or something.
Oh, goat racing. Tom, I have a feeling you're going to Shunter again, are you?
It goes back to the same thing that I said before, Chandler. He just doesn't jump that well over fences. And then to step up now, he was obviously extremely well handicapped. To step up into a grade 1 novice chase, I don't know. You're looking at it and you're seeing like other horses with proven grade 1 form, and then the Shunter is just thrown in there in the middle of them. And it's weird. So on ratings, he certainly deserves to be taking his chance. He's actually second highest rated in the race.
Yeah.
Look, I've liked Hitman for a long time. I put him up a couple of times this season, and obviously it was going well when he fell at Sandown. He had a nice little pop around basically to get over that at Newbury, and I'm kind of with Dave. I'd take my chance on him. Fusel Raffles is no joke though either. He's shown a lot of decent form this year and was good at Cheltenham. He's a good second. Tricky race. I like a lot. I'm going to put a warning out now at the start of this. This is so hard because you want to take the Cheltenham form, but you know in your heart of hearts that it's not going to stand up, or like it will stand up in some places, but it won't stand up all the time. And it's just I find Aintree a minefield. It's one of those I enjoy watching it, especially enjoy watching the races over the national fences, but it's not a massive betting event for me. I have a few bets, but just the form towards the end of the season, especially after Cheltenham, you just don't know what's going to run well.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the same lines of the tree. Like, we do have the second from the Arkle and the Marsh in here with Eldorado Allen, who probably got one of the best rides of the festival to finish second behind Shishkin. Look, Protracti at his the whole gloss has gone off him. He's had to get him battered the last 2 times. He got beat by Mazir de Zobo, and he got beat last time then by Empire Steel by 41 lengths at Kelso. Probably didn't stay 2 miles 7.5, dropping down a trip again. I don't know. The gloss has gone off him altogether. The shunter
I don't think there ever was any glass on him.
Oh, look, there's a lot of people talking him up.
No chance.
I'd be shocked if he's in the top 4, put it that way. The shunter does need to jump a lot better, but God only knows how good he's going to be. I know he's an 8-year-old now, and he only seems to be improving now. But on the back of his win at Cheltenham, where he looked like he could have went around again and probably won, he done nothing when he hit the front. Fusel Raffles he's the form horse. He's the one they all got to go to beat. But I think Hitman, he's the one with the most potential. He's the first, second fell where he probably would have won the race, and first again at 1-7 last time. Newbury prepped for this. I think he's going to be hard to beat. I know it's unoriginal with 5-2, but he's been kept for this. The second, third, fourth favourite in it have all run at Cheltenham and had hard races. Well, the shunter won well, but it's going to take more out of them than we think. Yeah, but I think Hitman. When all is said and done, I think Hitman is going to be winning. On agreement on that.
Yep.
Are you okay there?
I was waiting for you to say something. Anyway,
yeah, we all agree on Hitman.
Doing about 4-year-old hurdle. So we have Monreal at 5-6 on, Adagio 2-1, and 12-1 bar 2-horse race. I think we can safely say this is going to end up a 2-horse race. We have the second from the Triumph and Monreal, who's been a Taunton horse since he beat Naslam at, where did he beat?
Haydock.
Yeah. On collateral form, there's Monreal comes out on top, but is Adagio too big at 2-1 after what he done at Cheltenham? Calixios?
I wouldn't be backing either of them. I'd be going for 5-20.
Oh yeah, you said him now. We're up watching racing. He won last night with Kelso, wasn't
filly. She's a filly.
Shock.
It's a woman. Yeah, she'll go from the front. If they give her a bit too much rope, she'll be hard to catch. I think Adagio had a hard race at Cheltenham. He's probably the best horse in the race, and couldn't have Monreal's form with Nassalam. Now Nassalam came about 10th or 11th in the Boodles, which is just a bag of shite, really, to be honest.
Yeah, the only thing that's putting me off Adagio, I like him. I put him up months ago for the try, but I think he's just a stayer, and I don't think this track is going to suit his running style at all.
And that's why I think it'll suit 5-20.
10-1, 2 places. Yeah, why not? Who are you thinking, Tom?
I actually thought Monreal would just bolt up, to be honest. Adagio's been very consistent this year, and I can see him running another very good race here. If you take that form with Nasalam, Adagio beat him 2.5 lengths at Chepstow, and Montmoral beat him 7 lengths, I think it was.
Yep.
So and did it extremely impressively. So yeah, no, he's a horse now. Until he's beat, I want to stay on the right side of him. I really liked his performance, especially the last day, and yeah, I think he'd do well to beat him here.
He's the most likeliest winner. If I had a gun to my head, I would say he'd win, because I don't think the track is going to suit Adagio at all. He's a big galloping yoke, and I think he's going to be better over further next year. Yeah, I think Montmoral just has that bit of class, that he looks like he has that bit of classes where this is going to take. He'll take a lot of beating in it. But yeah, 5-20 is one who, if they give her too much hope, she might not come back. She's unbeaten as well. Yeah, it's not the most inspiring race. So I say Montmoral will win. You're 5-20 and Thomas.
I'm Montmoral, yeah. I like him.
Now, on to one of the most interesting races of the week. The Mildmay Betway Bowl, over 3 miles won, where we have Clandor is installed at 5-2 favours. Native River is 15-4. Waiting Patiently is 15-4. Tiger Roll 92. Mr. Fisher 15-2. Clandor Castle 8, Real Steel 16s, ASO 14s, and Big Rest. Is this not the biggest just travesty ever that Tiger Roll's running and this is not the national? Then it's just the big is balls up ever.
It would have been great seeing him run the national, but look, it is what it is now.
What chances do we give him on winning it? You're going to say he's going to win.
I think he'll win, yeah, tomorrow. I do. Clandor wants to go the other way around and only at the Kempton, which he was even terrible at this year. Native River don't have Richard Johnson now, and I don't know the age of him. Waiting Patiently doesn't like winning. Who else do we have in it?
You have Clandor Castle.
Clandor Castle, I'd give a chance that he's kind of an up and comer. Mr. Fisher,
Yak.
I mean, he can win, but he wouldn't be carrying my money ever. Real Steel's a dog. ASO doesn't know how to win. Yeah, I think it's there for Tiger Road. He will have his ground. I know it's over the national fences he's been winning, but he clearly likes the place. He clearly likes Aintree. So I think he's drifting out towards 6-1 now. I think he's a good each way bet, like Tom would say, that kind of each way bet to nothing.
Account closer bet.
I think he's really, really good chance.
Tom, you going with the Tiger? I know this kind of sums it up, like this week punting. I don't know what wins this. Can make cases for quite a lot of them. You're probably going to laugh at the one I'm going to come down on the side of, but yeah, look, wait, Clandor has run okay in this before. He was second behind Kenboy a few years ago. And behind Mike Bite as well. He's definitely got his chance. Just hasn't quite been on top form this year. Interesting to put the cheap pieces on first time. Tiger Roll again has his chance. I just think he's going to be shown to so much better light over those unconventional fences. I'm gutted they didn't go for the national. I don't really know what they expected rating-wise, but anyway, I don't even believe it was about that. So, yeah, it's a shame he's not going for it, especially after what he did at Cheltenham. You'd have to think he'd have had a proper chance. He'd have been right up there towards the head of the market. But anyway, he's not going. He has a chance in this, but I'll overlook him. Native River runs his heart out, doesn't he? You'd be having your money on him to be in the first 4. Clandor Castle is another one who's been very good this season and consistent. And Mr. Fisher on his day, if he's on a going day, has the ability to run well in something like this. I just think this could be the time that it all comes together for Waiting Patiently.
Really? How many?
I just think I think this race might suit him. I think the ground will probably suit him. And I just think he's always been waiting for it to come right. I just think this could be the day it comes
Waiting
right.
patiently, really.
Oh, the last comment.
Well,
He's so frustrating.
Mr. Fisher is an absolute ball bag.
it's true.
Oh, yeah.
But go on.
Yeah, no, that's it really. But that just says a lot about the race, doesn't it? That you're tipping up, waiting patiently. So.
Yeah, it's an awful grade one. Like Clandor, I think he's gone backwards this season. Or even if since he was second behind Bristol Lamai in the Beffer, he just hasn't. That must have taken a hell of a lot out of him because he was shite around Kempton. He was beaten by Secret Investor the last time, giving him £6, but should have beat him. I'm not gone him at all. Waiting patiently, I just went back in a month of Sundays. I don't know many chances this horse needs.
Come on. You know who the back.
Clandor Castle is interesting.
Not him. No, he's good though. I don't get this.
Wait, whoa.
He's gonna say Tiger Road.
I'm not. Native River, I think he's had to have too many hard races. If he didn't run in the Gold Cup, he would win this. I just think it's one race too many, and I think he's had to have too many hard races. Good God, Tiger Roll's going to win it.
See, I don't get this whole thing that Tiger Roll needs national fences. I mean, like,
do you know the thing
that come out of? Like,
it's the thing that stands in my
head.
head.
Is shite though.
He's been trained for like the cross country races and the national fences, so therefore he's jumping over it. He doesn't necessarily need national fences. His rating is what it is. He's rated like a grade 1 horse. Like I know. Tons of people thought Easy's Lands was a shoe-in for the national because, like, he never even jumped the fences, never even went to Aintree, so who knows? But like Tiger Roll again gets slated. He's useless. He only wins the cross country race. Okay, so
I do actually think he's going to win. I can't have Clandor, I can't have waiting patiently. Clandor Castle will be the one that I'd have him following home. Native River will set the pace, and I think he'll fall away at the end. But he's the one that will, if he hasn't found any ill effects from the Gold Cup, he'll keep going at the end. The track is probably too tight for him at this stage. His legs are probably gone. Softer ground would suit him much better. Mr. Fisher, I couldn't back him in a month of Sundays either. It just leaves Tiger Roll on the back of his run at Cheltenham. You can't say he doesn't have a chance. I know it's around the cross-country course, but he absolutely battered him, and he never looked. He halfway through the race, he knew it was over. Look, don't correct me if I'm wrong now. I don't think he's run over normal fences since he won the 4 miler.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
He has, yeah.
Has he?
Yeah.
He's been over hurdles a lot and
crap over them. He pulled up in the Irish National. He was beaten in a 5-run listed chase at Wexford, and he pulled up in a chase at Clonmel, and then that's when they gave him the run over the cross-country fences when he was really eye-catching. Look, maybe he's just in better form now, and that's
I wouldn't hold that against him. That was so long. I didn't know that was so long ago. He has. He's going to have his ground. It's no secret that he loves going to Aintree, whether it's the national fences or not. We'll find out tomorrow. But he's at a backable price where he's probably the only horse really in here that's coming in on top of his game. He come on the back.
I'm happily going to sit down and watch this and cheer on Tiger Roll and hope to God they retire him if he does win.
This is the only other factor I'd have in after the weekend. Denise Foster's horses are running like dog shit.
Must be the change of trainer. Maybe it's different feed or I don't know.
Maybe Gordon's gone on a holiday.
The Run Wild Fred ran okay.
He'll always find something to beat him.
Run Wild Yaki Fred. Jesus Christ, I hate that horse. He just loves getting beaten.
He does.
Loves getting beaten.
Look, the more I think about it, the more I think Tiger Roll will be winning it. But you'll know after the first 4 fences, I'd say.
But Bop him out in front and let him do his thing.
Bop him out.
Off you go.
That's what they could do, actually. But you go out in front. Nathan River kind of seems to take forever to get warmed up these days.
Yeah, he's gone at the game.
So if he gets an easy lead, he might not come back.
I want to see Nathan River or Tiger.
It's either that he's going to go past the stands, go up the back straight, and see a national fence and go, okay, I'm on the wrong course. See it? I genuinely could see him run winning. What price is he there? He's
6-1 on Paddy Power.
And who?
The Paddy Power have
And
6
who?
on Hollywood. bets.
Who? Dave? What?
Who? What's that? Yeah,
You
that's
Yeah, you're asking what price is in the thing there.
yeah, because I can see colours and I'm see. I'm waiting for that.
Yeah,
He's
that
out.
Denise Foster woman is 2 out of 49 in the last 14 days.
Is she?
2 out of 49.
2
That's
out of
all.
49, yeah.
That's a pretty
Dismal.
dismal percentage, Tom. I'm not
Do
gonna
we
do it
reckon
because
that?
of
Do we reckon they've actually taken this pattern seriously, and Big G has gone on a holiday and he's let Denise train the horses?
By the sounds of that, it looks like it, don't it?
I haven't seen Gordon at all since all that happened.
Like his house is on the yard, isn't it?
There's a surprise. What do you think he was going to be heading up the morning line on ITV? Or
No, but like you thought you might see him. Like,
Oh, today we've got an interview with Gordon Elliott.
I like Gordo.
He has a wig on now and everything, walking around the yard.
Be harsh, wouldn't it?
Imagine. Oh, what? It's like, what's the movie? Oh,
Who's that? Who's that horse? Militarian. Militarian.
he's 100 to 1, 250 to 1.
Wow.
Trained by Andrew Martin.
But there was another 125 to 1 shot won in Ireland today.
Oh, shock on the flat.
Was there?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
Anyway, final selections on this.
Tiger Road.
Tiger Roll.
Can't believe we spent so long on this race waiting patiently as a token selection, but cheer on Tiger Roll.
Now, moving on to Aintree Hurdle. And we have Mac Fabulous 10-3, Abracadabra Alakazuma 7-2, Jason DeMilden and Force every time he gets them. Bruin Up Restore 5s, Song for Someone 7s, Bouvardier 10, Silver Streak 11s, Buzz 18 to 1, Ballyandy 12s and 25 to 1, bigger the rest. Tom, solve this riddle for us.
I reckon Jason the Militant has a right chance in this.
Good man, Tom.
Yeah, he's a horse I've liked from
What are you shaking your head at?
Christ in heaven above.
this season onwards, and yeah,
Crunch the points from now.
he wasn't beaten far at puncher's time behind Abracadabras, and he took his form to a bit of a step up then the next day at Fairy House, and yeah, I mean, look, any race where Abracadabras is the favourite, you've got a chance if you're backing someone apart from him, haven't you? So
This is true.
and then you look down the field and it's Fabulous, Brewing Up a Storm and Song for Someone. I think he's got a proper chance.
Yeah, I have to agree. I said on Sunday when he was 6-7 to 1 that he's my best bet for the Thursday. He's now joint favourite. So like there's quite people are saying question marks about the ground. He ran on good ground before in a bumper and he was beaten 10 lengths by Envoy Allen. Rule of thumb, you run him once a season on ground they don't really don't like, you'll get away with it. Henry's record when he brings grade one horses over to run in these races is very good. He's not bringing them over for the crack, as we've seen at Cheltenham. He has a right chance. I think he'll stay, and I can't have Abracadabra Alakazum. You can't really have Mac Fabulous at Brewing Up a Storm beat him fair and square the last time at was it Exeter? Not Exeter. Fontwell.
McFabulous did absolutely walk for a hurdle that day. I do expect him to turn the form around with that, but I think Jason Millen and Abracadabras are better than him.
Like we have a Bouvardier won this before, but he needs to roll back the years big time. I know he's on the back of one run after his date with Destiny and his stabbing in his toe.
I was actually going to put him up as the each way selection.
He could run well.
Yeah,
but he won it before. He's a big enough price. He's going to have the ground to suit him as well. So look, it wouldn't be the strangest thing in the world if he ended up winning. But I really think Jason DeMilvan will win this.
I can't for the life of me understand this obsession with Henry de Bromhead horses. I understand the Cheltenham festival he had, and it's anomaly that'll never happen again because of the race he won. Unbelievable horse in unbelievable form. They're not going to stay in that unbelievable form all the time. I understand what you're saying, Andrew, about bringing horses over that have a chance, but like, there's no way this thing should go off favourite or as short as he's going now. There's just no way. He had Petit Mouchoir the last day. And I like Petit Mouchoir, but Petit Mouchoir is far from a grade 1 hurdler at the moment.
Like, he only has a half a length to find with Abracadabra Alakazam.
Mac Fabulous is a better horse than Jason the Militant. Abracadabra Alakazam is a better horse than Jason the Militant. Who else did it?
Not So Sleepy.
He probably is a better horse than Jason the Militant, and he'll go out in front, so Jason the Militant won't be able to. I give Mac Fabulous a shout, and I think Song for Someone is way overpriced now. He, if I give his run the last day when everybody said he didn't run to form,
but you said he did run to form. You said he did run to form.
Roll up now.
Everybody, he didn't run to form, but now he's forgotten about it again. Just thrown to the side again, and everybody's backing Jason the Militant because he's a Henry de Bromhead horse. And every single horse that he puts anywhere now is completely overbet. It happened the weekend with Atlantic Fairy, or that's her name, isn't it?
I have no idea.
The filly in the grade 1 anyway, the Sky Ace one, completely overbet because it was obvious she wasn't going to handle the ground. But Henry de Bromhead, because his horses are flying. Completely overbet.
They're actually not flying at the minute.
They're not flying at the minute. They were flying at Cheltenham.
He's 1 out of 38, 34.
That's what I'm saying to you. They're way overbet. This thing, no way should this thing be favourite.
I agree. It shouldn't be favourite.
And he won't win. I go for Mac Fabulous and Song for Someone each way.
All right now.
I just can't understand it, to be honest, but there you go.
Wait until he sees what we tip up in the National.
Who is he tipping up in the National? Oh, God. Dare I ask? We'll find out very soon. Just a reminder for people only tuning in now. Hollywood bets for this podcast are in Hanson cloth cap from 4-1 out to up to 5-1. So max €20 bet. All the links are in the YouTube description right now and Facebook one. So any links you need there, if you want to sign up and do it, they're all there. So until the end of this podcast, but I'll have a word to see how long we can get for more.
I wouldn't mind that tomorrow, though.
Yeah, that'll be nice enough. Right, where were we? The Mayor's bumper. And we have Andrew Blair White at 5-2. Hey!
Right, lads.
Oh, what's
happening? No, I can't. Can you hear us?
Are you okay there, Andrew?
Can you hear us?
You guys speaking or just?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Cheers, Tom. Thanks for that. LeBron running in the National, is he?
Oh!
He's back.
We missed him for a few weeks, didn't we?
Andrew, how are you? What's happening?
He's literally
he can't hear us.
I actually can't hear anything.
What's going on? Is it a mic issue?
Right, I'll go.
Oh, he's gone again.
So, and that was a good appearance from Andrew. Anyway, be back in a minute. Where are we? Mayor's bumper. What are you laughing at?
Oh, it's Wednesday.
I leaned over at 5-6 every time. I couldn't every fucking time.
Oh, I don't know how they got away with naming this horse thing.
That has to be the best name in training.
How did they get away with it? Fantastic.
Can't you wait till she goes over a hurdle and I leaned over Oh. Anyway. Oh, look at this cock.
But why is it €50? Oh, you got rid of it. I couldn't read it. €50 of it doesn't even make sense.
A banny beta. Lanny Bet.
Honestly, he doesn't. None of the words that he says make any sense. It's like it's a 4-year-old.
Oh, good times.
Imagine having that much time on your hands. Be some crack, wouldn't it?
I wish I had that time. Anyway, we'll try this again. Behave. I leaned over at 5-6 on. Ellis Bell is 5-2. Me too, please. I forgot to put the odds up for that.
On Sunday.
Mine Sunday 41 and 16-1. Big at the rest. I leaned over. She's there for the taking. Is she?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Please stop.
She just wins though, don't she?
She's the most likely winner yet.
Nels?
I'd go
Is
each
that
way.
all? Is that all? I can jump in now, can I?
Yeah,
I'd
jump
go,
in there.
No, I'd go each way on where's Maud gone.
Where is she gone?
I have no idea. Oh, behind Eileen over.
Oh my god.
Oh, where's Maud gone each way for me?
Oh. Eric calling Andrew. Come in, Andrew.
Hello.
Yes!
See, that was hectic.
You were like a witch there, disappearing and coming back.
Oh, here we
Yeah, I apologize for that.
we're just talking about Eileen Dover and how the name of God they got away with calling her that.
I'm not talking about
Oh,
this
yeah.
anymore. I'm not. Don't come back to me about this. I can't. I can't cope anymore.
Andrew didn't hear what you liked about Eileen Dover.
I don't think I want to know either, to be honest.
Oh, I just can't understand how they got away with naming her this, Andrew. Can you explain this to me?
No, not in the slightest bit.
Someone up in the place, you know, where they say yes or no to the names. That day was like, how am I'm having a bad day? And they're like, seeing it, or like, you know what? Fuck it. Just
Let it go.
tick. Off you go.
I think she's an absolute certainty. And if you're having a bet tomorrow, I think just back Eileen Dover and that'll do. Me too, please.
That's 2 euros, like.
Oh, wait. Well, my thing is the only way this could get even more interesting is if Aintree have a bit of crack and play "Come On Eileen" as she walks back into the winners' enclosure.
You just ruined it now.
No,
You just ruined the crack we're having.
That was too far, Tom.
Think of the children, Tom.
oh yeah. Did you tick the children friendly box when you were putting this up on YouTube?
Always.
Always.
Always. It's permanently saved.
So one of the lads said, "What happened to the 405 race?" We're doing.
There's so many.
Yeah, we're not doing every race. Big.
It's the Fox Hunter. Right.
Big-
Eileen Dover wins this. We all know that.
Yeah.
Andrew, Eileen Dover wins this.
It's gone.
Can't hear us again.
Is he gone again?
You gone again. She just doesn't like us anymore.
He's gone again. Yeah, I leaned over.
Don't know.
Yeah, Eileen Dover. Sam Tegal in the Fox Hunters has a good chance.
Some man. Barry O'Neill's on him. 7-1. I'd have a bit of him.
I'd be the same as Tom Sametiga.
That one.
That one. Right, we are moving on to Friday.
Poor old Andrew's having wicked trouble with
He
the
is. He's
audio.
top novice hurdle over 2 miles and a half a furlong. We have Dusart is 3-1. Third time lucky 7-2. Annie News 5. Gero is 5s. Belfast Panther is 9s. For Pleasure 10s. And Hugri is 12-1. Tom, is this where we see what Dusart is made of?
Probably not that I back him at 2-1 though. Yeah, third time lucky horse. I'm not a massive fan of. Gero has been good, but this is probably a step up again. Belfast Banter was very good last day at Cheltenham. Finally got his head in front. Is only rate 135. I'm like that seems a very light handicap rate for him. Do you know the one that's to place? I reckon is probably for pleasure. Can go off out in front a million miles here, and I can see him keeping going. Like he was third in the Supreme, probably would have been fourth, but yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised if he beat a couple. If there was a few of them who didn't get anywhere near him, and I wouldn't be surprised if one or two caught him. But I could see him being placed. That Hugh Gree is actually quite interesting. I'm surprised they're running a 4-year-old in this, but he just looked like he wanted a better gallop the last day. So, assuming he's going to get it here, it's quite interesting that he runs.
Yeah, I kind of agree with the for pleasure angle. I think out in front, bomb away, and he's back third time lucky.
Sorry. I'm very sorry.
Can you hear us this time? Andrew is taking the piss.
Don't do that to me, please. I apologize. I should be okay now. Hopefully.
The only thing with for pleasure, Andrew, is he seems to go a bit better left-handed than he does right-handed. So
yeah, well, I can see we're on 220 by the way on Friday. Yeah, I could see the angle. I could see him going out in front. Hard to catch. Probably get picked up by one or two, but he could stay on to third. What are you thinking?
I think a lot of people thought Dusart was a Supreme horse, and he's one of the better bets of the 3 days, because if he was a Supreme horse, he'll be winning this and he'll win it well. To be quite honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I know there's a few probably people like Tom said, I'm not saying the name of the filly again, but
say it.
He said Eileen Dover was a certainty. I think Dusart at 2-1 is
certainty every Saturday.
Is a way better bet. Third time lucky showed what he is at Cheltenham. He's not up to the standard, I don't think. Ajero is probably grade 3, grade 2 horse, and he knows it's not up to the standard. Belfast Banter, he's okay, but again,
I think if it's run at an absolute gallop, he'll be coming there to finish again.
For pleasure did well in the Supreme, but that's about as good as he is. I think Dusart's a great bet. If you're getting 2-1 still, fill your
Dave, I reckon we do a bet, right? If you take one from tomorrow and we take for pleasure for this, and we do the Eileen Dover for pleasure double.
We have to do it now.
It's got to be done.
No, because I'm gonna have a bet in Dusart.
You're going to definitely back that now. I know by the look of you.
I'm not.
You are.
No.
Look at you. I know you are.
So you want to do the for pleasure Eileen Dover double? No, stop. No, stop.
Where is this gone? Who names these horses?
We were such a respectable podcast until about half an hour ago. No,
Dusart, great bet.
For all it's worth, I think Dusart is the most likely winner. I can see the for pleasure angle, but I'd be back in Belfast Banter each way to pick up the pieces if anyone doesn't. Andrew, who are you going with?
Yeah, I'll be with Dave on Dusart here. I think the rest of these are very, very average. I've had Josh chewing my ear off all year about third time lucky, and he's an absolute bust. Ajero, jeez, handicapper. Belfast Banter, I don't think it was respected how good a ride Kevin Sexton gave this horse, because he's an absolute mule. Like, I backed him, I think, 5 times last summer. He got beat every single time, not finding a twig off the bridle. And if Dusart's even 80% of the horse they think he is, and what the vibes were at the start of the season, I think he takes a heap of beating in this. Because if I'm being brutally honest, I see the majority of these rocking up in handicaps next year.
Yeah, that's how I saw it as well.
Yeah, I agree. Like, the most likely winner is Dusart, 100%.
It is. He's just 2-1. That's my only problem. But
and I think 2-1 is a good price for him, because, like Andrew said, I think the rest of these are just not up to the standard.
He's coming in afresh as well. The only thing that would worry is, I know it would be more of a worry if the opposition was a lot better. It's the one run over hurdle so far. But this is not the greatest grade 1 in the world. That's the kind of rule of thumb I have. If you're going from a maiden or novice straight into grade 1 company, it's kind of a off-putting, but it's not a great grade 1. So, yeah, should take a bit of beating. We move on to the 250. And we have Chantry House at 2-1. Epsard or Romney at 11-2, Chamblou 11-2, Fiddler on the Roof 13-2, the Big Breakaway 7s, Sporting John 12s, Silver Hallmark 14s, and Emperor Steel at 20s. Andrew, Chantry House, probably the most, how would we say, I don't know what I was going to say. Chantry House won the march anyway.
Uninspiring.
That's the word I was looking for.
Uninspiring.
Most uninspiring Shetland winner of the season, this season, should I say. Does he go in again, or is there something out there to beat him?
I suppose he could go in again, but at the price you want to try and take him on, personally. Look, Asterion Forlange did no great work for that Marsh form. I think that the whole thing just fell apart. And I don't know what you guys' thoughts were on the manifesto, but I'd be taking on Fusel Raffles myself. So I'd be taking on that form in general. He's not a horse I like particularly. The two horses that I quite like in this, I haven't liked all year, but I think the Big Breakaway is overpriced at 7-1. I think he'll turn the form around with Fiddler on the Roof. I think Fiddler on the Roof did what Eldorado Allen did in the Arkle and just kind of swept up breadcrumbs. I think he's overpriced. Chamblou I don't think will stay. And the other one, just if he put things right, he's an enigma over fences. But this Sporting John, if he was to jump well, like he's got the ability. Like if you're pricing this up on ability, he's a 4-1 chance, and you're getting 14-1 that he jumps well. Now that's a big if, but if he was to put in a decent enough round or an adequate enough round like he did in the Scilly Isles, I can see him staying on past horses here. I'd take on a few at the top of the market. Espoir de Rame won a tin pot race at Leicester the last day and got raised, I think, £15 for it as well. So he's been forced into Grade 1 company. I suspect they weren't thinking that they were going to run in a 5-runner race around Leicester and be raised that amount of weight. So I'd take those on, and I'd play the Big Breakaway and Sporting John each way. Yeah,
I'm totally on that. I'm 100% taking on Chantry House. Esper de Romane can't have whatsoever a handicapper. As you said, I got whacked up into Grade 1 company. No choice in the matter. Fiddler on the Roof just has seconditis coming out of his arse. Chamblou, I thought Dan Skelton thought he was on the Blue Godolphin riding Batash straight down a bloody Cheltenham. Can't have him whatsoever. The way Dan Skelton's going to ride him, he's going to be pulled up halfway. I don't like this horse. I'm the same as Andrew. I think the Big Breakaway is going to win. He tried to go. He went with Monkfish the whole way around in the Brown Advisory up to the third last fence. I'd mark up that performance. Look, everyone. It's not a secret that I really, really like Monkfish, and I think to go that far and go that well with him the whole way. His jumping was a lot better until he got really tired, but that was understandable going to pace they were going. I think he's way overpriced. I think 7-1 is a huge price. I just think, yeah, that's the bet for me in this. I can't have Chantry House. I don't like him as a horse. Esper de Ramone, again, handicap, Fiddler on Roof, second night is Chamblou, Batash reincarnated a card to Harry Skelton. And Silver Hallmark, yeah, Sporting John if he gets his act together, but that's probably not going to happen. Then you have Emperor Steel, who beat Protectriat by 40 odd lengths, which is probably a schooling session for him. I think the Big Breakaway wins.
I think the bet in this is Silver Hallmark each way. He is constantly overlooked. Go back through his form.
I will.
Over hurdles and Chepstow, he bet MacFabulous. He was then last, I think, in the Talwart last year, and then he wasn't seen till this year. Second on his first chase start, won his next one, and that form looks solid enough. He beat a Trevor Hemmings horse called Marone. Another horse, Galahad Quest. Galahad Quest came out, then turned that form around with Marone, and then that horse then came out and won a race after. That's a really, really weird name to say. Marone. You know what I say?
Marone.
I think he's way overpriced for the simple fact that he can progress. It's going to be only his third chase start. He wants 3 miles. He can lead or he can drop in, and he's being held back for this. He hasn't had a hard race at Cheltenham. He's a fresh horse. I think he's a great bet.
Who's What was the one race that Fiddler on the Roof won this year?
Yeah, it was his first chase start. Same with Fiddler on the Roof. He nearly bet Fiddler on the Roof that day, and Fiddler on the Roof would have went off. I'd say heavy favorite. This thing was about 16-1. He's consistently overlooked.
Tom, who are you going with, lad?
Just about the one clever angle I had for the whole week. And Dave has just gone and absolutely picked my pocket with him. If it's not Andrew Blair White, it's Dave O'Keefe.
Sorry.
Sorry. Never be sorry.
The one horse here that, he just looks too big of a price, and I'm happy to take a chance on him. There's some ahead of him that I just don't like. As Dave said, his back form movement, Fabulous, is good. He then obviously was wrong in the Tolworth when he was beaten a long, long way. Was off for the bones of a year then. Second to Fiddler on the Roof, only beaten ahead at Exeter, and then won well the last day. And Marwan and Galad Quest have both come out and won. They've actually finished first and second together. So
see what happens when you slow down the name.
Yeah. That was a better way to say the name, Tom. Well done.
Marwan.
That sounds better than what I was trying to say.
It's an O-W-N, surely, like. It's Maroon, like.
Maroon.
So it's like
Marwan.
That sounds better too. Maroon.
So it's like Malone, but with an or. Maroon.
I was going for a nice, Bordeaux red. Marwan. Yeah. That's where my head was going.
what for accent that we're ruining the French?
Yeah.
Marwan.
I think this is a 14-16-1 great bet, Tom. You're onto something here now.
Yeah, I think each way he'll run into a place there. Fergal O'Brien's had a good year.
And he's grey.
He's actually grey and brown, believe it or not.
What?
Yeah, he's a bit of both. When you see him now, he doesn't look good at all. He's not a good looking horse.
It's like a cow then, isn't he?
Kind of, to be honest.
Where is this podcast going tonight?
Oh, this is great. Yeah, who wins then? Your two silver hallmark and two for the big breakaway. Solid. Right, moving on to the Mile May Chase. The Melling Chase, should I say? Mile May? It's on the Mile May course. Melling Chase. We have Plitterslow is 11-4. Fakio Dudari is 3s. Master Tommy Tucker 5s. Dashel Drasher 6s. Notebook 7s. Nutswell 10s. Itchy Feet 20s. And Duke de Geneva is 33-1. You're looking at me like you want to go, so go.
if Nutswell doesn't run in this, and I think
you can put him into that bet as well.
Between all of us,
you really can,
I forgot this is live and everything. Hang on,
he's gone.
Nutswell will win as long as he runs. I'm after putting him up about 4 times this year, and he keeps not running. And I hope he runs, and I hope he wins. Fakir is a bridesmaid. I said it last week. I wouldn't have taken him if he ran at Fairy House at all.
What horse bet him the last time he was at Aintree?
Nutswell?
No, Fakir Dudari.
Nutswell?
No.
I don't know.
Pentland Hills.
Jesus Christ.
Kubo's favourite horse.
Yeah,
we got it in again.
Pentland Hills. Politolog, I don't know what to make of him after his run the last day. Fakir just doesn't know how to win. Dashel Drasher.
I am hurt you're not putting up Dashel Drasher.
I love him.
Me too. Yeah, I'm disgusted, to be honest.
I love him, but I just don't.
We have adopted him into this podcast.
I just don't think he will win this. I genuinely don't. It's Nutswell for me.
Andrew Blair White, who wins the Melling Chase?
It would be the same with Dave in terms of take on Politolog, especially at the prices. Fakir Dudari is the bane of my life, how people still want to back this horse. And if Sam Crow hadn't fallen in the Drinmore, he'd have never won a Grade 1 over Benson's.
Correct.
So I just cannot see how he's 3-1. The one I'm actually going to take a bit of a flyer on is Notebook, just because at Cheltenham he's brutal. He's run at Cheltenham now 3 times, been brutal 3 times, and really his form other than that is pretty good. He does need to prove himself at 2.5 miles, but it's an easy 2.5. He loves good ground. This sort of track, if you're basing it off his performances at Leopardstown, should suit the horse down to a T. And you're getting 13-2. Like, you could even back him each way at that price. And if he doesn't stay, I still think he'll be in the 3. I think he's a whole heap of ability. And if you just cross out those Cheltenham runs, he's probably 5-2, 3-1 for this race. So I think he's well overpriced. And as we saw from Cheltenham's, the Irish horses do have the edge in these Grade 1s. With the better standard of horse, I think it's a better standard of form overall. And yeah, I think Notebook actually is overpriced at 13-2, especially in comparison to Fakir Duderie, considering Notebook handed him his ass at Nace earlier in the season, and he's 3-1. So bizarre.
Before I go on to Tom, I agree with that totally.
Surprise!
No,
surprise.
He beat, as Andrew said, he beat Fakir by 12.5 lengths start of the season. His form around Cheltenham is absolutely diabolical. He was beat 6.5 lengths the first time by Shakan. Then he actually went out to try beat him from the front and done himself in and got beat 15 lengths. Cheltenham form 9.5 lengths behind. Put the kettle on, which wasn't a bad run considering he absolutely hates Cheltenham. I wouldn't be surprised if he stays. That's the only worry you'd have. But he finishes his races out strong. If they could serve him a bit more, it wouldn't. I think he'd run a big race. Dashel Drasher, I think the ground has gone against him. I think he needs a bit of juice in the ground. But look, it won't surprise me. I can't have Platelog, Fakir Duderie, no 3-1s. Nutswell, he probably won't run. And the other 2 you could rule out. Why are you laughing at?
Liam, text me. We'll do a match bet. If Nutswell runs, I'll do a match bet with you for Platelog. Text me.
What are you going to do a match bet for? A mug?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, just we'll sort something out. We'll do a match bet because he said Nutswell is a donkey. So
Nutswell is 2 from 2 this season. Well, he last run at what? November was it? October, beating Clandor Castle by 1.5 lengths, and before that he beat I Right by 1.5 lengths. There's nothing wrong with this form.
Ain't no donkey.
I can't remember where we put him up the last day, Dave. He'd have been an absolute certainty.
It was. I think it was before Cheltenham at Kelso, Tom. Where I think it was that.
It was Kelso, yeah.
That the shunter one out. He was the fences race in that one. But yeah, he would have been a certainty.
He would have pissed up in it. Right, Tom, off you go.
I fancy 2 in this, and one of them is Notebook as well. I can see the angle there. I actually think
he gets a nod. He gets a nod, and I get abused.
I nearly headbutted the microphone.
I think the step up and triple actually suit him. He ran over extended trips over hurdles. He ran in the Ballymore over hurdles.
What the hell was that?
What was going on there?
What was that?
What was that?
That was the goal.
The half was out in the garden.
Anyway, Nace first time out this year, he looked like he was flat out part of the way down the back. So I think the step up will suit him. I think the different track will actually suit him as well. Looking forward to seeing him run. And Dasher Drasher, I think he's improved so much this year. After his first run where they tried to hold him up and they realized that was never going to work. They've let him do his own thing, and I think he's gone from strength to strength this year, and he has definitely improved. So, really looking forward to seeing him. Just keen to take on the front 2 again, really. And they're probably they're in my book, they're the 2 to do it with.
Yeah, I agree. So 3 for notebook and you're for Nutswell?
Nutswell, yeah.
Nutswell.
I'd like Dash the Drasher if Nutswell doesn't run.
We're convinced now Nutswell's not going to run.
Yeah, it's a strange one. He keeps not running.
Oh, we have to do that, Treble. Has to be done. Right. On to the top. We've Live, Love, Laugh at 7, Visio Man at 8, Morning Vicar 11, Senior Citizen, aka Tom, sorry Tom, is 12, 2 for Gold is 12. You have been christened him now, so it's all the same. And 14 to 1 bigger the rest. Always a hard race to get the winner out of. There's been a lot of money for Live, Love, Laugh over the last few hours. He's not 7 to 1 anymore. He's gone into 5s in a place. Tom, go back to you. Start with you. Who wins the Topham?
Yeah, he seems to be. He seems to have been well found in the market, doesn't he? Live, Love, Laugh. Certainly has his chance. 11 stone is a very low weight for Patrick Mullins to be getting down and doing. So I'd say he's very strongly fancied. The one I am going to throw up is Modus. He ran very well here on his last start, and he's a horse that goes extremely well fresh. I think fresh is definitely when you need to catch Modus. And I'd give him a chance. He's shown a liking for the fences. And be interesting to see how he goes. He's a decent price, 11 to 1.
I like him. He's an absolute nutter.
He is. He's a bit cracked.
Andrew, who's going to win the Topham?
Yeah, a hard race. Would take on the couple at the top there. Geez, Live, Love, Laugh hasn't won a race since I was in my teenage years, I think, at this stage.
Years ago then.
Yeah, 25 years ago, I suspect. Visio Man is now 6 to 1, and the only reason he's 6 to 1 is Kevin Blake's put him up. There's no other reasoning behind it. No other reasoning behind it.
I don't get the price. I was looking at it today and I was like, how
Henry the Ramhead over bet horse. Again.
You can make a case for this horse at 14s, 12s, maybe 6 to 1. I don't believe that at all. I'm going to go for another Irish horse, and it's Dunvegan. I just think the intermediate trip might be the unlocking of him. He always seems to not stay 3 miles and too slow for going 2 miles, 2 mile 2. Ran a nice race at Gorn the last day, a third one, maybe a little bit one paced over 2-2, back over to 2.5 miles. If you can get into a decent rhythm, 20 to 1. He's always looked like a good jumper. This sort of test might just see him to good effect, and he might run into the frame.
I have fallen off a cliff with that horse. I really liked him as a novice, but now I literally rode him down on my nose to put him up, and I was like, I just can't do it anymore.
Shane Windsor Avenue isn't in this, isn't he? I would 100% be
lying on the rocks under the cliff.
I haven't a clue.
You haven't a clue?
I haven't a God's clue what's winning this. So I picked Court Master because he's carrying 10 stone. And that's the only reason.
Solid. Tom.
Wow. Come on, Dave. I've given you mine already. Modus.
Oh, have you? Modus. Yeah, sorry. Sorry, Tom. Sorry. I'm taking a chance with 2 for Gold. I am inclined to forgive him his last run where he just jumped like a fridge. That was behind Clot Cap, where he actually went off shorter than Clot Cap that day. He's gone up a bit in the weights, and I think that might be his own doing. But I think, forgive him his last run, he was coming back into a good bit of form. He won the race before that, beating ASO, I think it was. He's, what price is he there? 12 to 1. I'd back him each way in this. And another one is Corto Rico. He was last seen finishing 4th in the Paddy Power, 50 to 1. Goes well fresh. He's had the break since then. Sean Bone is on him. I really like him over a fence. I think he'll run a huge race as well. 20 to 1. Thereby too. And I probably backed on Vegan as well, because if he wins, I'll cry.
That's a lot of horses you're backing.
That's 3.
And none of them will win.
None of them will win. Not one of them will even place. The last race that was run over national fences this year, I backed the horse in it. It fell. And he fall over a fence. Fell on the road. The road crossing. It fell.
They're great races to watch, but very hard to get the winner on.
Yeah. Right. Where are we now? The Sefton Novice Hurdle. Brave Man's Game is 2-1. Cape Gentle on 7. Streets Over Dye on 17-2. Midnight River 10s. Galley Hill 10s. Oscar Elite 10s. 14-1. Bigger the rest. Andrew. Brave Man's Game.
Yeah,
is it a formality?
It's not a formality, but at the same time, he will be the horse. I'll be backing in this. I actually really liked him for the Ballymore. I thought he ran a bit flat. Don't know why. I'm not saying for a
fight of Bob Bollinger.
Well, potentially, but I would back him to beat Gallard de Menil if they were to run against each other again. He wouldn't beat Big Bob, that's for sure. But look, going up to 3 miles here probably suits. This sort of track looks like it would be absolutely ideal for him. It's very similar to Newbury. I don't think the opposition are that great. Cape Gentleman stepped up to 2 miles 6 at the Dublin Racing Festival and was pulled up back at 2 miles 1. Very hard to get a read on him. Streets of Doyen, I actually quite liked him for the Bartlett, but he's no more a Grade 1 horse than me. He's a handicapper that's masquerading in these Grade 1 races. You've got horses like Galley Hill, Oscar Elite, may have a bit of something to them. Galley Hill, I think, is a horse certainly long-term to keep the right side of, but Brave Man's Game for me here. It's a shame. I was actually quite keen on backing Nichols' other horse, 300 through 5 each way if he rocked up here, but I see he didn't get declared, which is a bit of a shame because I thought he ran quite well in the Bartlett. But Brave Man's Game to hopefully recoup some of the Ballymore losses.
Yeah, Tom, you agree Brave Man's Game?
Yeah, I do. I think he's one of the stronger bets. I think I'm looking at this the same way you guys are looking at Dewstar in the other race. And I agree with Andrew there. Like Cape Gentleman's a hard one to get a hold on. Then you've got the Streets of Doyen, Oscar Elite, and Galley Hill. I just think that Brave Man's Game form is miles ahead of that. And if you look at the ratings, he's miles ahead. And I think 15 to 8 is he kind of job.
Yeah.
I think at that price, 2-1, he's a cracking bet. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is as obvious as the sky is blue. This is not one of these. Stop making it complicated. He just wins. He jumps around. He wins. Cape Gentleman. No, he's an okay horse. He's not a Grade 1 horse. Streets of Diane, he was all right at Cheltenham. Oscar Elite, no. Galley Hill, no. Midnight River, no. Champagne Supernova, no. It's easy. Brave Man's Game wins it.
It's Oscar Elite each way for me. He's been running okay when the majority of the Tizard horses have been running badly. One bad run in his life around Warwick, and then he showed his true form at Cheltenham, second in the Albert Bartlett. I think he will definitely be placed, so I think he's a good each way bet.
Fair enough. Brave Man's Game, bar you? Is it?
Yeah, Oscar Elite.
Right, we'll move on to the final day on Saturday. We're going to start with the Mersey Novice Hurdle. And we have my Drogo is 2-1, Ballyadam is 4, Brave Man Game won't run, Dewstar won't run, the Shunta won't run. So to me, when we're looking at this is an absolute steering job for my Drogo. Dave, would you agree, or do you think Ballyadam will finally decide to start jumping hurdles?
No, I think the real deal will win.
He's not going, I don't think, is he?
Come on. Oh, well, then my Drogo will win.
The reason I didn't put up the real deal is I heard he wasn't going. I could be wrong now.
Well, if the real deal goes, I'd be going for him. If not, my Drogo.
That it?
Yeah, I don't like Ballyadam.
You're getting paid by the word now.
I honestly don't like Ballyadam. And the rest of them are much of a muchness then after that. Again, Ballyadam's after having 3 or 4 hard races again behind appreciated. So
there's that noise again.
Sorry, that's my chair squeaking, by the way.
Sure, his chair. His chair.
That was funny the first time. It actually sounded like a goat. I was full of short Toms after getting one.
Wait to see him jump on top of the bed and start eating the pillow or something. Tom, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of my Drogo. I've liked him since he won at Newbury, and he's gone on and done quite well this year. This is his first real test, although Landenabo Lad is quite a good horse. Ballyadam brings Grade 1 form into this race, and it'll be interesting. The extra half a furlong might see Ballyadam jump a little bit better. I'm not convinced of it, but it might see him jump a little bit better. I'm still a huge fan of his, and I'd love to see him run well. I think he has got the mark of the rest of these, but by a good way, by a real good way. The one I'd throw up there if he's going to run would be Llandenabo Lad each way. I think he's going to struggle to turn around the form with My Drogo, but I've just seen he's 20-1. He's coming into this a fresh horse. He didn't run very well the last day at Haydock, but that was on heavy ground at Haydock. I'll forgive him that. And if you go back on his other form, it's pretty decent. He's a horse I could see running into a place. But Ballyadam and My Drogo should be a bit ahead of these, I think.
Oh, God. Andrew, you think the same?
Yeah, I really like My Drogo. I think he'll take a whole heap of beating in this. I know he only won at Castle the last day, but a few horses I really like him behind that day. The likes of Bareback Jack, Castle Russian, I think these are good horses that he absolutely dispensed of. One I'd probably throw in the mix each way, just at a bigger price, would be Manila Drama. You're always going to get a decent price about him because Sam McCain won the Sydney Banks at Market Raising the last day quite impressively on his first step up to 2.5 miles. I think he's got a chance of filling the frame. I'd be avoiding Ballyadam like the plague, really. Until you see him jump well. Like, he just jumps terribly. I'd be prepared to leave it until I see some proper improvements from him. So My Drogo, I think he's a very, very good horse. I think he'll win, and maybe Manila Drama to chase him home.
Yeah, I agree. My Drogo, I think he's an absolute steering job. I wasn't gone on him until he won a Kelso. The way he won a Kelso, the way he done it was stamped of just a pure class Grade 1 horse. He's going to be very, very hard to beat. Even if he comes on again, there's no chance I can see him being beat. He jumps well, he travels well, and he finishes out his races really well. I just think he wins, plain and simple. One at each way, Ballybeck.
He's done us a favour twice.
Ballybeck has done us a favour twice already.
Good horse.
And if he can't pick True Form, just pick the goddamn name.
Kerry Lee horse.
On the big. Yeah, but My Drogo, yeah, all seriousness, I think he'll get you off to a great start on Saturday. You can play with that then onto your Grand National winnings. This won't take long. Shishkin just wins this.
Yeah, Shishkin will surely win. I don't really have much to say about that now, to be honest.
Andrew?
Yeah, and I've burned my fingers recently a lot in the without market, so I'm going to stop doing that. If you're betting in the without markets, you should move on.
Just sit back and watch him ping around.
Yeah, well, like it's hopeless. Like you're playing for one place. Like it's not for me anyway. So Shishkin wins.
And then the one time you do get it is the odds-on favourite falls and you actually win. You're getting a shit price.
Yeah, exactly. I backed actually Politolog in the Champion Chase last year without Deffy at like 2-1 or something and he won at 10-1. You're like, oh Christ.
I done the same this year with Put the Kettle On. 7-2 I got. As you what, 10s?
Yeah, I just backed her to beat Shackler.
I backed her each way as well, so it wasn't too bad. But I had a big bet on the without.
Ah, well.
Tom, Shishkin.
Yeah, he wins, yeah. Enjoy it. Just sit back.
Is he too, before we just talk about Shelton for 2 seconds, is he too short for the Champion Chase already? He's 5-4.
Yeah. What price is he?
5-4.
It is too short.
5-4.
Any horse.
5-4.
5/4.
I thought you were saying 5-1, and I was like, that's reasonable. 5-4 is insane. What price has Put the Kettle On?
I was just going to say, fill your boots with Put the Kettle On.
It is insane when Nicky Henderson tends not to run his horses, so.
Ooh.
Poor Nicky.
I don't know what the ooh is about. I haven't seen Altior since bloody Christmas 2002 or whatever.
2002. It's not even a year. Altior is now a myth.
Yeah. Was he even? Did
It's
we
like
even ever
Nessie.
see that horse?
It's like
Was he
Nessie, you
real?
never see him anymore.
Fucking hell.
All right. Moving on to the stayers. This should be a good little race. Time Hill 11-4, Paisley Park 3s, Sire the Birthday 4s, Roxana 6s, Beacon Edge 72, Liz Nagar Oscar 12s. And bigger the rest. Tom, start with you. Sire the Birthday. Will he win his elusive first grade one?
I wouldn't put it past him. I think this will suit him around here. But yeah, again, this is another race. I'm just really looking forward to this. If Time Hill, Paisley Park, and Sire de Verde all turn up, and then you throw Roxana in there as well to be placed, I imagine. Yeah, it's gonna be a cracking race. Yeah, I'll take Sire de Verde. He was 9-2 when I looked at this earlier. Might be a bit shorter now. 4-1. Back him at 4-1 each way. He seems to run his race all the time. Yeah. Best luck to him. Time Hill is maybe the one though. If he's coming here in peak fitness, yeah, he's got a hell of a chance.
I think just Time Hill wins quite well. I think the ground is going to be too quick for Paisley Park. The legs are not there anymore. We kind of seen at Cheltenham. I think Sire de Burley probably second. Yaxana, I just can't have her. Don't like her whatsoever. Beacon Edge run a good race. But I think Time Hill wins. I think he wins by about 3-4 lengths going away. Sire de Burley follows home. Paisley Park will be third. Andrew, who do you think is going to win this?
Well, what I really want to know are the people that need their head screwed on back in Paisley Park at 3-1, considering he looked like he needed 7 miles at Cheltenham.
He looks like he needs entry in the 5:15 that same day, 4.5 miles.
Wow.
Just so slow. Like he's off the bridle so far out. And I don't know. I just don't think with on 3 miles at Aintree, I don't think either Paisley Park or Sire de Burley actually have the tactical speed. The two of them were shunted along early doors in the Stayers Hurdle and have kind of dug their way into the places, and without ever looking like winning. I think Time Hill has got pace. You might wonder with Time Hill actually at Cheltenham, would he stay a proper 3 miles? I know people were a little bit humming and hawing about that before Cheltenham, but I think Aintree 3 miles will suit this horse down to the ground. He's got tactical speed, jumps pretty well, and the one I will 100% be backing each way is Liz Nagar Oscar, because I don't believe under any circumstances that he would have been out of the frame in this year's Stayers Hurdle, because I thought it turned into a yaks race, to be honest. And the way they finished off, Flooring Porter was very impressive, don't get me wrong, but I think Liz Nagar Oscar would have beaten either Sire de Burley or Paisley Park home. And I think he could do so here if he's all good after that fall. I think 12-1's a big price about him each way, but Time Hill would be the main one. But I'm certainly going to back Liz Nagar Oscar at that price.
Just can never take to that horse whatsoever.
And the one I'm thinking of, putting up but thinking of backing is the horse that finished behind Liz Nagar Oscar at Haydock on the blind side.
You just robbed my each way. I forgot to say.
Andrew's horses for the season has put up a lot. I think he's the best horse in that Haydock race. I think he's a better horse than Third Wind and Liz Nagar Oscar. Haydock can be a very funny track. We've mentioned that loads of times on the podcast. And gives strange results at Haydock. I would not be surprised for him to run into the frame, and he's very big price around 20-1.
Yeah. Robert, why don't you? Tom.
I've definitely already given you mine for this. Are we moving on?
I know, I was just seeing, was he paying attention?
You're losing it.
Oh, no.
It's the second time you've done that now.
It's too much going on.
Tonight now.
See, I need to have a little name. I need to have your names down here so I can just tick off when you're talking.
How many will I put up now in the national?
Oh, 10.
Is this the last one?
The national is the last one.
10 is fair.
10 is fair.
You have to keep it to 2 each.
3.
Balco de Flow and Potter's Corner.
He stole Balco de Flow on me. I text that in the other day.
When he starts doing this, you know in trouble.
And you just said it before I said it on purpose.
I was going to say I own both of them, but I don't.
Oh, we're not getting into this syndicate thing that suddenly a horse is valued at 4.2 million.
Come on, Andrew, don't overblow. It's 3.75.
Sorry, my bad, Tom.
Mother of God.
Right, last warning. This is the last chance to get fight one on Clot Cap. So again, everything is in the description on YouTube and Facebook. So fill your boots while you can. I say fill your boots, €20. Right.
It.
He's going to go off shorter. I have some mad feeling there's going to be some money for this horse. But anyway, as of now, Clot Cap is 5-1 enhanced. Borough Saints is 8. Any second now is 10s. Kimberley Candy 10s. Millennia Times, how was that? 10s. Secret Reprieve is 12s. Discorama is 14s. And the Storyteller is 14s, 20-1. Bigger the rest. Who wants to go first?
I'll go
Floor
first.
is open.
I'll go first. I have Discorama backed, but not at 14-1. It's 35-1, I think. I think he has his chance, but I wouldn't be going in at that short. The first one I'm going to put up is an outsider. I don't know, it's probably about 50, 66-1. Hogan's Height. Right?
Why?
Because the last time he won the Grand Sefton, and jumping those fences counts for a lot. He has form around the track. Won this time of year the Grand Sefton. So he's the first one.
Wow. I thought Discorama was bad.
And he's carrying barely any weight. I think he's on 10-2 or 10-3.
Fairness though, they are lovely silks.
Well-run syndicate as well. Look, people actually own the horse as well.
And then
Tom doesn't like
Well,
them.
they are. They're a well-run syndicate. They're a really good syndicate.
the other one is Lord Dumanil.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Tom's going to like that one. Lord Dumanil, he'll definitely stay the trip. He can be a bit sketchy at times, but
At times.
look, I just think Clock Cap is too short. The English handicap form, the English form in general, was shown at Cheltenham to be very, very questionable at times. So I looked outside the box. You're getting better prices than like 5 and 6-1. So yeah, two outsiders, Lord of Manil, and I'm more on Hogan's Height. I think he's a good chance because he's jumped around the fences before. There you go.
Andrew Blair White. Take it away.
Yeah, well, I'm with Dave with Discorama. Of course, I am Paul Nolan horse, obviously. Got my one day in the sun in the Pretense, and I will live with that for the rest of my life. Look, I agree with Dave completely. 14-1's a rubbish price. He was a good price at 25s, 33-1. People have kind of sharked in a little bit over the top, I suspect. But would love to see him run very well. I'm going to go for two at bigger prices as well. Two older horses, because older horses tend to fill the frame. And I've got two 11-year-olds, both trained in Ireland. One being Annabelle Floyd, who's currently 28-1. He's now down below 11 stone, has been placed in this race twice before. Hasn't shown much recently, but you'd have.
And he's gone.
He's having an awful time tonight.
I was looking forward to that. He was,
Yeah,
he was putting,
he had me.
You don't care about the two outsiders I put up, but he's back.
Hello?
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
All right.
Can you hear us?
When did I cut off there?
Yeah,
You're just going,
Annabelle Floyd hadn't shown much recently, and then you cut off.
Sorry. Well, yeah, hasn't shown too much recently, but you'd have to think they were planning another pop at this. He's now down to a weight where he actually could do a bit of damage. And even though he's 11 years old, it's a race that favours actually older horses. So I'd give him a squeak. And one at a massive price, who I'm taking, is got a very, very similar profile to Bless the Wings, who came third in this race at 150-1 2 years ago, and it's Alpha Days Oboe at 66-1. Just been sweetened up now recently by a return. We went over the banks at Cheltenham, ran a super race, jumped super as well, and came fourth. He finished third in the Beecher a couple of years ago off £7 higher. He's now below at 11 stone himself, which is the first time he's carrying below 11 stone in around 2.5 years. Jody McGarvey's on him, who's had the week of his life last year at Ferrier, so there'll be confidence coursing through his veins. You know he likes the fences. I think he's got a massive chance of running a big race. I'm sure, you know, as they have done all year in Gordon/Denise's, you know, with the likes of Cruz Linen, Tiger Roll, they keep them sweet by sending them out hunting all the time. They're in the water half the time, and this horse seems to be a bit rejuvenated by that. And it wouldn't surprise me at all if he was to well outrun his odds. So Annabelle Floyd and Alpha Days Oboe, hopefully one of them can hit the frame at a big price.
I like the Balco the Flow one.
Yeah, he has his chance. No, I can't be backing something so short in this race. It's just, I know the fences are smaller now, but there's still a lot of them to jump at. It can be so easy to fall or get brought down by another horse. Like Clawcap's he's no Tiger Roll in my opinion. So
no one's ever going to be a Tiger Roll in your opinion.
But I prefer to look outside the obvious in this.
Look, when I was looking at it, 7-2, I wouldn't have gone near, but 5-1 right now, I would take 5-1 gladly. Like he's 14 pound well in, and he absolutely battered him up in Kelso the last time. And he's going to be out in front. He's going to be out of the way of all the fallers and whatsoever.
He's with the right connections. But again, it comes down to probably the way I bet, and I don't bet a lot of money. So I prefer to try and pick something at a bigger price and back that each way than backing Clawcap at 4-1 or 5-1, you know, that kind of way. I'd be happy for Hogan's Height to get around and place, and I get a quarter or a fifth of the odds at 66.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Tom, who are you going with?
I got a few of them. We run through. Alfred Zobo, he caught the eye actually. I remember watching the cross country back and thinking, who was that Jigginstown horse running on fourth? Wouldn't be surprised to see him run a lovely race. If you're getting a lot of places, which I'm sure you will, I'd have a small bet on him. The other one of the other ones now, this could look ingenious or like basically send Tom off to the Cuckoo House. And it's Shattered Love. I can't work out
House it is.
I can't work out whether she'll pull up or she'll run a really nice race. It wouldn't surprise me if she ran a really nice race. She's the type to in my mind. She's been around the block. She ran really well there at Cheltenham, and again, if you're getting a lot of places, she's a wild price. She's 50-1. I'd take a chance on her. Where are the other ones? Annabelle Floyd is interesting. Just to say what Andrew was saying there, basically, he's been fourth in this off 159. He's been fifth in this off 164, and now he's down to 155. So, you know, he's off a very competitive weight for a horse that you know has got very good course form. And again, if you're getting 8, 6, 7, 8 places, he's another one to stick in there. He's 33-1. As we get to the head of the market, then. And it's so unoriginal. It's so not like me. I tried to get Tiger Oldbeat more bloody times, but the one I it's just Clothcap. I just can't get away from it. He's just chucked in my book. There's a couple of horses that look well in here, and I just think he is so well in. He leads, he jumps, and I just think they'll keep it really simple on him, really uncomplicated, and. Yeah, I think he's got a fantastic chance. I think the 5-1 with Hollywood Bets, while this is on, or maybe hopefully an hour or so afterwards, is a fantastic bet as well. If you can get on some of that, I think he'd be 7-2 by the off, definitely. He just looks an absolute standout. And since they've changed the fences, this isn't the lottery that it used to be. It is a handicap chase now, and if you're going to keep out of trouble, and keep it simple. He's got a very good jockey on him in Tom Scudamore, who's ridden over the national fences a lot of times. I think he's got an absolutely outstanding chance.
Yeah, I have to agree. I wasn't gone on him until I said at Kells, till he won the Kells. So he won 7.5 lengths with his head in his chest. And he's 14 pound well in. As Tom said, the fences are not what they used to be. You can get away with making the odd mistake, but he never looks like he's going to make the odd mistake. He's a very good jumper. We most was questioned the Hennessy Ladbrokes, whatever you want to call it these days, his win, where he absolutely sluiced up with that as well. Done the same thing again at Kelso, 14 pound well in. He's carrying 10 stone 5. Is it too good to be true? Probably not. I think 5-1, take it while you can, because as Tom said, I think he's going to go off 7-2, 3-1. It's going to be, I think there's going to be a massive gamble. But getting away from the obvious, there's 2 or 3 other ones I like at bigger prices. The first one being Storyteller. Nice prep run in the Stairs Hurdle behind Florence Porter, beating 9.5 lengths. Before that, he was only 2 lengths behind Kenboy in the Irish Gold Cup. In very good form. Won a grade 1 at Downryle this year. I know he's carrying 11 stone 8, which is a lot of weight. Keith Donoghue who's on him, who gets on very, very well with him. I think he could run a huge race at 25-1. Another one, a good old Bristol de Mai. It just screams Neptune Calange to me. Placed in the Gold Cup, grade 1 winner, in good form this season. Last time out, he was finished second behind Native River at Sandown. He has the class, jumps well. You're guaranteed he's going to stay. You're going to get a good run for your money. He's 25-1 as well. I won't put anyone off backing him as well. The last one being, if I can bloody find him, where is he gone?
He's a dude, Bristol de Mai, just while you're looking at that. I'm so glad they're finally running him in the National, and he's the type of horse you just love to have in your back garden when he's retired, you know?
He's just a legend, isn't he?
Yeah, I really like him.
I think he'll run a huge race. It really, really reminds me of when Neptune Calange won it. It's kind of same profile, the same colour. It's great as well. I think he'd be running on. He'd be still going at the end. He's one of my main each way bets in this. But the other one is 66-1 for Sumneck. I think that's too big. He's come back into form. He's good in this third behind Tiger Roll and Easy Land. Was a very, very, very good run. The lads are saying was Alfred Azobo was behind him and there. If you're giving him a chance, you have to give Sumneck a chance. His jumping is becoming better. He will need to put it all together to get around here, because the jumping can be shite at times. But I think at 66-1 it's not a bad price. John McCollin's horses are running all right. But they're the 3 bar Clot Cap, I think, is the obvious one, who will be having I won't be backing him each way. I just think he'll win. And I think Bristol de Mai and the Storyteller are very, very good each way bets. That's the National. Just to recap, your horses are?
I have Discorama backed at bigger prices, and then Hogan's Height and Lord de Menil each way, both of them.
Andrew?
Discorama, Annabelle Floyd, and Alpha de Zobo.
Tom?
Cloth Cap, Annabelle Fly, Alpha de Zobo, and Shattered Love. Could be a couple of howlers in there now. Just when you name them out, you're like, some of those could run crap, but I really think Cloth Cap take the world beating.
So do I. Main one, Cloth Cap, and each way ones, Bristol de Mai, the Storyteller, and Sumneck at 66-1.
Andrew Blair, which wait till you see his face when Discorama wins.
If he wins,
I'll send you a picture.
I genuinely don't see it. He hasn't been the same horse since.
He's been backing him since he didn't win the Martin Pipe. Genuinely, every single race.
You give out so much about LeBroy.
I just can't. Yeah, but this.
And then he beat LeBroy. LeBroy beat him. I just don't know where you're getting this out of.
Yeah, but a good horse.
But as you said on Sunday, this could be the goddamn thing that happens. Latest exhibition doesn't win the Irish National, and this thing goes off and wins the English one.
Couldn't win the Irish one. They win the English one with Discorama. the not grade 1 horse in the stable.
Oh.
You'll be hearing about Paul Nolan from me for another 20 years if Discorama goes and wins.
Trust me, if Discorama wins, he will be hearing it from me for another 50 years. Do you remember that year Discorama won? You didn't back.
Andrew,
Remember that?
I couldn't leave it down.
the Paul Nolan connection is that you were at Leopardstown and he won a race the first time you were at Leopardstown. Is that the story? Yeah.
Yeah, his grade 1 horse, Defy Logic, won the first grade 1 that I ever watched, at a course. I just went with him since then. Had some fun days down in Wexford as well. He always has a winner down there, so happy days.
Very good.
Before we go, naps and next best for the whole festival. Dave.
My nap is Dusart, and my next best is Silver Hallmark.
Tom.
Nap is Cloth Cap. And next best has got to be Eileen Dover.
Jesus Christ.
She'll bolt up that filly, I'm telling you.
She will. I know. Just the name. Andrew.
My nap of the week will be Monmoral. I think he's some tool of a horse. And my next best is Time Hill.
Yeah, that's what I was meant to. My nap is my Drogo, and my next best is Time Hill. So that's us done again for the Aintree Grand National Meeting. Again, Andrew, thanks for coming on. Short notice.
No worries at all. Sorry for being late.
It's okay. We have one of them people that's always late.
Yeah, Dave.
I like having Andrew all the time, so it's definitely not me.
Yeah, so again, lads, thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in. If you haven't liked already, subscribe, do that now, and comment below who your best bet is for the 3 days at Cheltenham and your best bet in the Grand National. So we'll be back again on Sunday to review all of this. So we'll see you Sunday live at 8 o'clock on YouTube and Facebook.